Great opportunity for us to wander on over and catch up with Father Matt Frisbee, a sports roundup coming our way, and a lot of things happening in sports everywhere. I know my daughter and grandson were in Cleveland to see a concert on, Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, and of course the the Cavaliers won. So there's huge crowds there, and how do you get a place to park? And of course you got the Indians or the Guardians playing
at the same.
Yeah,
on the
you
same
got the
day.
Cavalier fans coming out after that huge victory, and a lot of them are streaming in to catch the last couple of innings of the Guardians game. So yeah, a lot to cover. How are you, Father Matt?
Oh, I'm doing well, blessed. How are you, Dave and Ron?
Doing great, Father. Thank you. A whole lot happening in sports, as Ron said.
Oh, yeah, that's right, and that's the first thing we can talk about. Sunday, big day in Cleveland. Indians, Guardians, they won to take another series against the Angels, get back on winning ways.
Mm-hmm.
Won last night against Detroit, so they're still atop the AL Central. The Twins are heating up. Detroit's starting to fade a little bit. So we'll see. We could have a race between the Indians, Guardians, Twins. Royals still hanging around.
Mm. Well, the Twins have won 12 or 13 in a row now, haven't they?
They won 12 in a row, and then they lost one. So, but they won again last night. So, Tigers struggle to score runs. So that's going to be. They've got a pretty good pitching staff, but they don't score too much. So that's going to be a problem for them.
Now that reminds me of my basketball days. My coach would always say, you'd be a pretty good basketball player if you could make your shots. Well, I guess that could help.
That's right. And speaking of basketball, the Cavs NBA playoffs. I can't believe we're talking about this in this segment, but we are. And the Cavs, they won Game 7 against the Magic. Their first playoff series win since 1993. Their first playoff series win without LeBron James.
Wow.
1993.
My goodness. Yeah, and did it in a very dramatic fashion. I mean, they took it to Game 7 down and then came back and won.
Exactly. Down by, 18, I think, in the second quarter?
Yeah, that's right.
So that was First Communion Day for me, so I didn't see any of it. But
So you just made your first communion. How did you become a priest? Okay, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
That's right. So, we've got that going on. The Lakers, of course, Dave, I know you're crying about this. The Lakers are out.
Yeah, thanks be to God. Yeah. I don't think God had anything to do with it, but maybe. I don't know.
But, of course, then there's the talk a little bit about, with LeBron James and maybe his son coming into the NBA. Does LeBron make yet another return to Cleveland and play with them? Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and his son, my goodness, after a stellar college career averaging less than 4 points a game, he's definitely NBA ready.
Well, I'm really amazed by that, and I don't pay enough attention, admittedly, but I just don't understand how. Went to USC, and his son did have that heart issue, I think, before the season started. But, did not have this incredible freshman year at USC, and yet he's being talked about as a potential draft pick.
Yeah.
So sometimes the name carries you a long way, I suppose.
Well, especially when your father has said he wants to play 1 year on the same team with him. Yeah. So wherever he goes, so goes LeBron, I guess. Yeah,
that's right. So, we'll see what's going on there. Cavs will play the Boston Celtics, number one team in the East. So we'll see. They got their hands full, that's for sure.
And then tonight,
Yeah. I mean, it's big. The other thing, dramatic series, NHL hockey playoffs. Bruins, the number one seed in the East, they had to go 7 games in the first round, which they were the number one seed last year. They were up 3-1 last year and lost that first round series. Same thing again this year, up 3-1. It goes to Game 7. A chance to make history, the number one seed losing in the first round 2 years in a row. But they won in Game 7, so... we'll see. That's all I could say about hockey. everyone says the NHL playoffs are great, and I believe that. But without the Red Wings, I just don't have the same interest.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wow.
Yeah. Then, of course, on Sunday, it's the big event, ESPN's Spelling Bee. You've got Steely Eye Steven from the No, just kidding. I have no idea who's in the Spelling Bee.
Yeah. So, but, at this point, we're fully into it. Baseball, NHL, NBA playoffs. And from there, the other thing, NFL, of course, can never be without attention. So I think soon they'll be releasing schedules for the year. And, and then kind of mini camps, rookie mini camps coming up here soon. So NFL, they always need attention. God forbid we forget about
That's
them.
right, yes.
When in everybody's way too early predictions, the prognosticators all have Ohio State at number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
With Georgia, too, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Georgia right there.
Every sport. And who thought the Kentucky Derby would be a good timing there, right? Thank you, Father Matt.
Thank you. God bless.